My name is Nassime Saps.
At one point, I was able to pull the gun away from him, shove him aside, create some distance, point the gun at him, intimidate him, shout at him and say, "Get the hell out of here. I'll shoot. Get away. Go."
Especially those who knew the victims and those who were inside Saturday night and dodged bullets and hid, like Shally, who was literally covered with her dance partner's blood.
We hear like boom, boom, boom. I thought it's a Chinese firework, you understand?
Shooting survivor Hyung Bang came by as well.
Had the sound like a firecracker.
Bang says he had to have shards of a bullet removed from his leg.
那当时扫射的人就从门口直接进来，然后刚开始我听到哒哒哒哒的声音，接着就是有一对男女，都是他们是跳 ballroom 的，一起跳的，倒在我前面，当时我的认为是他们没跳好或滑倒了，一男一女同时倒下来了，是摔倒了，是等于跳舞没摔倒，我是这样的认为，但是又接着。 啪啪啪的时候，我认为是炮声，因为跟鞭炮声一样，又是除夕晚上。
I go to Henry Ramos, who is at Uvalde Memorial Hospital. He has an update for us. That's where a lot of those victims were taken earlier today. Henry.
Yeah, Audrey, I actually just spoke with the grandmother who just walked across the street from the hospital with some good news. I just interviewed her. She told me that her grandson survived. He was shot. She said that he was shot. The bullet kind of hit him right here along the leg area. It didn't hit any bones, and it just kind of went through, is what she said. But she said the way that her grandson, who's a 5th grader at Robb Elementary, described what was happening, he said they were all hiding in his classroom, obviously scared. And he told his grandmother, he said, "Grandma, it sounded like fireworks was going off."
And my husband and I were watching the concert. Jason Aldean had just come on stage, and everybody's excited and yelling and screaming, and we saw something that looked like fireworks. It sounded like fireworks over the side. It was like really weird.
I saw his face when he was singing, going to sing, and he saw we heard the pop, 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 and everybody thought it was fireworks.
And I just heard this gunshot just start raining down, and it was a semi-automatic, and it just was like they sounded like firecrackers, but you could tell it was.
Anderson Cooper. It went across the theater, and it hit the other side, and it was smoky and it was smelling. We all thought that maybe it was a prank or something that went along with the movie. Then the next 2 shots like hit the front row. It was almost like it hit the iron and made like it was fireworks. And then the barrage of shots started raining, clanging out.
When he heard the gunshots, Brian, good to see you again, and just remind people of what you saw.
Hey, Robin, I'll do my best. I can't even believe how many people were killed. But so I was sitting in the VIP section, and it was right near the stage, and I heard a popping sound. Thought it was fireworks. I looked up in the sky, didn't see anything.
We were standing there, and it was a gorgeous night, and there was a nice breeze, and that's all I was thinking of. The band was playing great, and all of a sudden I heard this pop, 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 and I looked at my friend, and I said, "I don't know if that's fireworks." It's just, everybody was looking around, and then the music started playing, so we thought, yeah, it was just fireworks.
Describe to me where you were last night and what was going on around you.
So we were right in the middle of the crowd, a few feet away from the stage, maybe I don't know, 50 feet away. And all of a sudden, you heard everyone keep saying, it sounded like firecrackers. And, the second I heard the shots, I actually turned to start running, but no one else was. And a lot of people were vaping, and so you saw that smoke and you thought, okay, maybe it's just firecrackers.
Well, we were at center stage, right at the front, just dancing away, having a good time. Jason was playing. And all of a sudden, we heard pop, 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 countless of times. And we all thought it was firecrackers. And then it kept on going, and then he quiet for a bit, and then he fired another 15, 20 rounds, and that's when we realized it was a fully automatic. Sounded like a high-powered rifle, so we just...
They started shooting, everybody thought it was like fireworks or something at first, and then people just started dropping around us.
Sitting out here on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden there was I thought fireworks, and then I saw a window come out and flash shadow everywhere, and then two...
When we were there, Jason Aldean was performing. He was like 10 minutes in, and we heard what we thought were fireworks, and it looked like smoke from Mandalay Bay. And then he kept performing, and then we heard it again, and they cut the music, and everyone said drop, and everyone...
I mean, at first I just thought it was fireworks, and no one was freaking out or anything, and then all of a sudden you just heard rapid gunfire, and I've never heard anything like that before.
Brianna, you were here for your 21st birthday.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell me a little bit about what you saw, what you heard.
We went back up to the room, and as soon as we reached the room from the concert venue, we just heard constant shootings. At first we thought it was fireworks, but then it was shooting.
Marty, what are you thinking?
Marty.
It was tough. I was standing next to Daniel during the concert, and when the shots happened, I thought initially there were fireworks, but then I realized there was no flashes, no bright lights or anything, so I didn't know what it was, and everybody around me fell down, and I kind of started looking around, and I heard somebody say they were shooting, and...
She come in the house, our neighbor, and she said, "Did you see that? Those are real bullets. That's real guns."
She was sitting there with her phone trying to zoom in to try to take pictures there, and she couldn't do it.
And while she was taking pictures, I said, "Did anybody call the cops?" And as soon as she said no, I picked up the phone and dialed, and then she said, well, fuck it, I'm not going to try and take a picture anymore. I'm calling 911. And even then, I didn't gauge how serious it was until I heard the first shots going off. Mm-hmm. And even then, we kind of thought, well, it could be somebody blowing off fireworks, but then we heard the rapid fire, and we were like, okay, well, obviously it's not fireworks anymore. Like.
We were just having a barbecue with the family. I had my 5-year-old little girl, and we were sitting there, bathing suits on, and the next thing you know, we heard these thunderous crashes and noises that would sounded just like fireworks. Of course, we didn't think absolutely nothing about it. And my buddy Tim peeked over the fence, and there was the killer that we didn't know at the time. He said, "What's going on, brother?" And the guy said, What the F do you think's going on?" And then he said, "Do you think that we should go in?" He said, "That would be your best bet."
All right, now I'd like to bring in President of the Park District of Highland Park, Terry Grossberg, who was actually at the parade today. Terry, thanks for joining us on the phone. I understand you were in the parade riding in a golf cart. Take us back to the moment where you heard what you heard.
Hi, thanks, Phil. Yes, first of all, my hearts and prayers go to the citizens of Highland Park. I know, having witnessed the fear and carnage that happened there, that's not enough. We need to do something about these shootings. It's just horrible. Yes, I was there as a member of the Park District. We were right on Central Avenue, and we were right between Port Clinton Square, where Walker Brothers is, and Uncle Dan's, where I heard the shooting happen. And at first it sounded like some fireworks maybe had gone off on the ground or in a backpack, and it was a very rhythmic pounding. And then we looked at each other like it was a fireworks, and then when the second...
How you doing? Good to see you. So what happened with you?
I was taking pictures for my music magazine. It sounded like firecrackers going off. It stopped and then started again.
The victim wouldn't leave. Jerry Dickinson allegedly came out pointing a gun at him. According to the documents, soon after, the victim got into his car, revved the engine, and while still yelling at Dickinson, started to drive away.
As the victim
got into his car and was leaving the area, Dickinson then fired 5 shots into the back of the victim's car.
A witness telling police it, quote, sounded like firecrackers.
Fireworks, honestly. Fireworks and then like cherry bombs, like big fireworks going off.
How many did you hear?
Tons. I'd say more than 100. It was just pop, 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 and then you would hear, just isolated shots, and then you would hear the popping begin.
What's going through your head?
I'm really scared. I don't know what's going on, especially when I found out that it was gunshots and not fireworks.
Let us check in now with Forbes Riley, who was at the Mandalay Bay Hotel at the time of the shooting. Forbes, good morning to you. What did you see?
Well, not only what do I see, but I'm still standing here. We've been in lockdown in the foundation room on the 48th floor of Mandalay Bay. I can see the big Mandalay Bay sign on my left. I can see the strip right ahead of me. And right below us is where the concert was. We were on the balcony last night taking photos. And like everyone's reported, we thought we were all hearing fireworks.